I'm going to walk through Unit 5, Day 1, Lesson Causes of World War II, which is the first lesson in the Passport to Social Studies 8th grade curriculum, Unit 5. So this lesson can be found in TeachHub, and students in this lesson are going to look at 3 different political systems: communism, democracy, and fascism, connecting those to the political changes that were going on in Europe right before World War II in Russia, Germany, and Italy. Focus question of this lesson is, how do competing views of power and morality lead to global conflict? So everything is going to be coming back to that question. Looking at these lessons, they're made in slides, and the intention is that students will complete the work in the slide itself. So you'd make a copy for students, and then anytime you see this blue box here, that means a student would write their answer to the question in that blue box. The next video in this series is going to show you how to share the lesson with students, or how to adapt the lesson if you're not interested in sharing it as a slide deck. The lesson objective is to examine the types of government that divided Europe after World War I to understand the conflict that led to World War II. And this does connect to the Treaty of Versailles lesson at the end of Unit 4, mini Unit A. So make sure to take a look at that, and make sure that you've gone over that history with your students before jumping into this work. So, like with every one of these lessons, there's always going to be an instruction and model section. If you are teaching short periods of time in front of your students, whether it's over video or in the classroom, this is the part of that lesson that should be taught with them. Then you can send them on their own to complete the rest of the lesson, either for homework or asynchronously. There's always a little bit of context or lecture in the lesson, and this is the single slide that has historical context for this lesson. Yeah, this lesson is asking you to demonstrate creating a Venn diagram for communism and democracy. The article for you to use, which is very similar to the article that the independent work asks, is back at the beginning of the lesson. Right here on the first slide, you'll see the article link for communism versus democracy. And this second article, that is for the students when they're completing their own work. If you're interested in using a video demonstration of this system, you can use the third video from this series, in which I basically do this for you. And you can share this with students. You can embed it in the slides, or you can just share it as an attachment with your students. And they'll see me going through the system of comparing communism and democracy. Alternatively, you can watch that video if you're just interested in seeing how I did it, and then modify it for yourself. The next section is just the independent work, and so this work can be done with you, and you can support students through it, or you can let them work on their own in an asynchronous way or for homework. The text that I showed you before is linked in here, and students can use that to complete the Venn diagram on the next slide. Again, you'll notice that there are blue boxes. That's because these are the locations for them to add their answers. And then the lesson has a wrap-up question, which connects to the focus question, and a check for understanding, which also connects to the focus question and the objective. So just some reminders. This lesson comes from DOE TeachHub, which is linked in, which you can see the link for on the screen. It's connected to the Passport to Social Studies curriculum, Unit 5, 8th grade. There are, you have access to the teacher materials and the students materials in TeachHub. And then all of these videos, this video and my model of the Venn diagram, and then also my explanation of how to share this with your students, is all located on the DOE Teaching and Learning YouTube channel. Just a reminder that to access the TeachHub and Passport materials, you do need to log in with your schools.nyc.gov account.